Greetings in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I welcome you once again to one of our segments, Kingdom Culture Global Outreach. So today we are going to have a very interesting discussion. We are going to talk about, information, how information affects our lives and how information impacts, our lives. So I discovered that we are one of the most, informed generations because we have, a lot of information on our fingertips. We have a lot of information at our disposal. So right now, if you go on Google, you see that we have a very big database and that is full of information. Every question that you have, almost you will find the answers there. But now I have discovered that the enemy, manipulates us through this information because we don't really know how important information is in our lives. So the devil, he uses this information, to disrupt us. He uses this information so that, he can attack us. So I want to just, go through with you so that you understand how this information, affects us, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now, if you go into the Word of God, you see that when God was creating the world, He was speaking words. He spoke the word into existence. God did not even lay a finger on this earth. What He did was just to speak words, and now we have everything that we have today. Now, this is very interesting because it shows us how important and how powerful words are. So we take in this information. For example, now you are listening to me, and you are taking in this information, maybe in form, of this video, and or maybe you are listening to our podcast, but whichever way you are consuming this information, and it is becoming a part of you. How does it become a part of you? When you take in information, whether you are reading it, whether you are listening, or whether you are watching, whatever medium you are using to consume this information, it is going, to be a part of you. How does it, become a part of you? When you take in information, when you consume this information, it creates a physical reaction or a response in your body. For example, if you receive good news, in the form of words or whatsoever, a letter, this information, you are going to ponder upon it, and it is going to, make you either feel good or either feel bad, depending on the kind of information that you are receiving. But ultimately, I think you can understand and you can know that information on its own, it has a physical, impact on our own lives, on our own being. So this is very important for us to note as believers that information is very, important in our lives. Now, we have a lot of music, we have a lot of movies that are out there, and most of them you see that they contain harmful lyrics. What people will be singing, it may seem harmless, because they are just playing around with words. But when they are saying these things, we consume them, and when we consume them, they become a part of us. When they become a part of us, a physical reaction is what is created, when we receive this information. So we need to understand how important information is in our lives, so that the devil will not manipulate us, so that the devil, will not use this information, to pull us down. So let us, be wise as believers, and let us know the value of the information that is out there. Let us know that whatever that we take in, it is going to be a physical, it is going to create a physical response or a physical reaction in our lives. So it doesn't matter what you are listening to, it doesn't matter what you are paying attention to, but as long as that information you are consuming it's going to be a part of your life. So this will determine how you are going to respond to situations, how you are going to respond when you are in the midst of circumstances. So let's say you are cornered, and your response, you want a godly response whenever you are facing situations. You want a godly response whenever you are facing a challenge. So when you take in this information, it is stored within you, and then when you face a challenge, that information, it is what? It is released, and it causes you to react and to respond in a certain way. You see, so I think people who have anger issues also, you can actually understand what I'm talking about, because how you respond to something is determined with what you have consumed. So we need to understand that whatever that we consume, it may seem harmless, but whatever that you're consuming right now, it is going to cause a physical reaction in your own body. We may say it's entertainment, it doesn't affect us, it's entertainment, it doesn't really have any impact in our lives. But, if you look at the word entertainment itself, it came from a Latin word. I think you can see the definition is right on your screens right now. But, if you take a look at this definition, you'll find that it's something, it's taking part in something without actually getting involved. It's like you are taking part in something and then you yourself, you are not physically involved in it. Like we're watching soccer, your mind is engaged, but you are not physically in the field. But when your team is defeated, you're going to have the same feeling which someone who is on the field is going to have, you see. So you need to understand that you actually participate with your mind without actually participating, there physically. If you go into the Bible, you see that Jesus said, whoever commits, whoever looks upon a woman lustfully, you have already committed adultery in your what? In your own heart. So you need to understand this, that Jesus was talking about this principle. He was talking about being entertained, because you're just watching, you haven't done anything, but because you are engaged with your mind, these things, they create a physical reaction or a physical response, in your own body, and you'll be as illegitimate, you'll be as guilty as someone who have performed the act, because your mind is engaged in it. So you just need to understand that information is very important in our lives, and the devil is manipulating us and is making sure that we as Christians, we have information but we lack revelation. He's making sure that we have access to all the degrees that are there in the world, to all the database of information that is out there, but he is making sure that in the process we lack the revelation, and at the end of the day the information end up destroying us. So I just wanted to clarify this issue with you. So I believe that you have actually got something from what I'm talking about, but may God bless you until next time. Amen.